Oh, hi.
Okay. Alright, what's going on, guys? We wanted to do a video just talking about the album.
Number one! The intro stay!
So in regards to the light years, this album's been in the making since 2012. A couple of the songs even predate our first EP.
Right after we finished A Declaration of Sound, we had already had some songs floating around because James is literally always writing.
I didn't know anything about mixing or recording at the time, so I continued writing after my drum parts were like done. So there was a couple of songs that were already done, and we even started demoing them. ADOS came out the 13th of October, and I remember having the first demo of Dizziness like on my computer by like the 15th of November.
The drum set performance you hear on this record was actually tracked February 8th, 2014.
When we recorded drums, it was right in the middle of a snowstorm in Boston. I was parking my car in Medford, Massachusetts, and the studio we recorded at was at the record company, which is in Roxbury. I had to go get my car, go back to my apartment. We had everyone waiting outside for me to get my car, and then the battery died, and I had to call Sam. At this point, you know, I'm gonna show up late to this 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. session. So Sam's just like, okay, I think we had like 7 or 8 people, just grabbed a piece of drum kit, went into an Uber, and I'm still sitting in Medford with my dead car, and I actually had to go into this person's house. They were having like a Harvard party. Hey, can someone come outside and jump my car, please? I ended up getting there like an hour late. Everything was already like set up. That was a fun start to the evening, and then drum recording went swimmingly. I think the drums on the album sound awesome.
That session was honestly one of the coolest parts of my time at Berkeley, getting to see James like actually slam on those songs through the glass like in the studio, and it felt like you were still in the same room because he's literally so loud the soundproofing cannot handle it. That was like a super cool memory to have, and the fact that those performances still lasted throughout the years and we didn't get so wrapped up in recreating these songs. I'm glad that those performances stayed.
I got to borrow a couple snare drums from some friends. So the main snare on the album is the Chad Smith signature snare that I put wood hoops on. And then on Lullaby, I have a Steve Ferrone, the Pearl one, not the Gretsch. Very important distinction. Cory Best, who engineered the drums on the album, also brought a Black Beauty. I think it was also a 6.5 by 14, and we used that on Sam's song Void. Along with the rest of the recording process for the album, you know, Sam did all the guitars, and we got Jacob Umansky to play bass on it, which they did at my apartment. While I was working, I was playing gigs, and Sam would come here and record bass, and he only got my neighbors to complain about me one time out of that entire process, which was pretty awesome. And then we recorded Dylan Vadakin, who I used to play in a band called Light Bright with. He recorded all the vibes, and we did that in my practice space just down the street here in Alston. Then we did piano with Richard, which we also did at the record company.
Oh, hello. I'm Richard Blumenthal. I am the pianist for Aviations. Up until about a couple of weeks ago, I was the newest, most exciting member. But now that we have Werner taking over full-time bass duties, I am old and boring.
And then Adam, we recorded vocals at Adam's house in his mattress fortress for like a week before we moved to LA.
Hey guys, this is Adam here. I am the vocalist of the band, and I'm mainly going to be discussing my parts and my contributions to the album, how I go about writing my melodies, my lyrics, all while complementing a crazy instrumental written by the other guys. And yeah.
So that's like the main overall recording of the album. Sam obviously mixed the whole thing, and he did a really awesome job on it.
Because every time one of the bands that we love puts out a new record, it would sort of revamp how I hear these songs and how I'm like perceiving music and mixing at that time. That still ended up happening like days before we finished sending these out for masters.
And we sent it to Ermin to master, and he sent it to us in like 2 days, and it was perfect. So that was amazing. Album took a really long time just because we were doing Berkeley, which is a rigorous process. We also had a bunch of other projects going on. So yeah, so let's get into these songs.